Aloha, I'm Danny, your second chance Ohana tool girl, and today we're talking about Carbide scrapers. This is the 2.5 inch Bahco Carbide scraper. I'll link it in the description below. And this thing is fantastic for scraping off finishes, stains, or paint. And the way it works, you can see this blade, try to get in close for you. It's a really sharp on one end, and that's what drags across and peels away paints or stains or finishes. And the reason that's so useful is because if I don't use this first when I'm refinishing furniture, I have to use a lot more sandpaper and it's mucking up, and that's going to possibly cause rings and whatnot. So I find it to be much quicker if I scrape first and then sand. So I'm going to show you how to use it on a painted piece, and then we'll look onto a different stained piece. So you can see I've already started here. You're going to hold it in one hand, whatever feels like a good grip. You're going to put pressure with the opposite hand on here, and you're going to have to play around with the angle with your scraper, how high to pull it, how low to leave it. So I have found this to be the right angle for my angled blade. So you're just going to pull. It makes a horrible noise. You can see I'm getting down to the bare wood. You don't have to. The goal is just to remove the hardest finish. But this is a little rougher too because the wood's so rustic underneath. It's just knotty pine. And this is using the Carbide scraper to remove a finish. This dresser is about 50 years old, and we're just taking off that top layer of finish and some of the stain. But either way, look at all this finish, all this dust that's come off. And now it's time to sand it smooth. Come on over here to this box. You know, I don't even think this is wood. I haven't really messed with this one at all. I did give it one quick scrape to see. And one thing to know, if you are using wood, you want to scrape with the grain rather than across, otherwise you're going to get stuck multiple times. This is actually, I think it's just a particle board, but it has a stain on it. So let's see how it goes. Woo. So you can see it's taking that finish. Wow, if it wouldn't stop moving. That finish right off, which is going to make it really easy to do a quick sand and then to either paint or stain or whatever I plan on doing with this piece. So what do you do when your blade gets dull? Great question. It is actually sharp on both sides. And notice down at the bottom here, you just have a Phillips screw. So we're going to go ahead and remove it. And it comes right out. So the first thing I could do is flip it, but I've actually already done that, and now both sides are pretty dull. So now what I'm gonna do, these are diamond sharpening stones. These things are awesome for sharpening any type of blade. I'm gonna go with a really high grit. This is a 1200. I like to get mine wet, so I just have some water in here that I'm gonna mist the plate with. And now this part's really easy. You're just going to put your blade down, and you're just gonna roll it around. I know it's a terrible sound, sorry. But even though you can't see it, it is sharpening both edges. So let's see if we can get a nice close view. One side is sharp than the other is a little more round still. But if I do this for a little bit longer, it's gonna be nice and sharp on both sides, and then I can put it right back in and I'm good to go. So you never need to replace your blade, you just need to sharpen it. So hopefully this helped you see how helpful these Carbide scrapers are. They save you tons of time and energy, but I'd recommend ear protection because it sounds terrible. So hope you learned something today, and we'll see you next week with another new tool.